but I hope will soon be the distinction of succeeding the worst secretary in the history of the Department of Homeland Security. Alejandro Mayorkas has been an absolute disgrace to that department and frankly to this country. And I'm delighted to see you willing to step up and serve. Let me just ask you something. I repeatedly asked your predecessor when he sat where you're sitting whether the southern border was secure. And he repeatedly told me under oath, it is secure, Senator. And he repeatedly said under oath, our policies are working, Senator, meaning the Biden administration policies that, of course, gave us this devastating open border. So let me just ask you, is the southern border secure as we find it today?
Senator, no, the southern border is not secure today, but in just 3 days, we will have a new president in this country, President Donald J. Trump, and he will secure our border.
That is refreshing candor. I'm glad to hear it. Let me ask you about a young man from my state.
Hey everyone! Today, we're diving into a powerful and eye-opening discussion straight from Capitol Hill. Senator Josh Hawley is throwing down the gauntlet, grilling Governor Kristi Noem on two hot-button issues, securing the southern border and shutting down the controversial CBP One app. Plus, we're digging into the Secret Service's lack of transparency on those recent assassination attempts. First up, the Biden administration insists that the border is secure. Governor Noem, she's not buying it. Noem is adamant, the border is secure. And here's the game changer. President Trump is just 3 days away from reclaiming the Oval Office, and Noem is pledging a full-scale effort to regain control. Let's talk about the Remain in Mexico program. This policy required asylum seekers to wait in Mexico while their cases were processed, closing a major loophole that let illegal migrants flood into the U.S. unchecked. This single policy could have prevented countless tragedies like the devastating loss of 12-year-old Travis Wolfe killed by an illegal migrant in Missouri. Now, on to the CBP One app. Critics have dubbed it a concierge service for illegal immigrants. Imagine this. Asylum seekers could apply for entry into the U.S. with just a few taps on their phone. No proof of actual asylum needed, no verification of identity, and no safeguards to prevent fraud. Hawley was blunt. This app has been completely abused.
The illegal migrant who mowed him down, and I choose my words carefully, mowed him down in a motor vehicle, hit him head on, doing 75 and a 40, killed him. Others were severely injured. Just yesterday, a witness sitting where you are sitting today told this committee that migrant crime is, and I quote, not an actual concern. Not an actual concern. In a hearing before this committee advising us to drop the Lake and Riley Act and not focus on migrant crime. You know, in my state, with the death of people like Travis Wolfe and Officer David Lee, who was assaulted and killed in St. Louis, and officers in Kansas City who have been assaulted by illegal migrants, and others who have been carjacked and stabbed, would you agree with me that migrant crime sure as heck is an actual concern and that you intend to do something about it?
Yes, Senator, absolutely. And I am so sorry about Travis and my prayers go out to his family. I can't even imagine what that is like. And thank you for telling his story, because there's so many families in this country that have that same story. And they don't understand why the federal government is allowing people to come into this country illegally and then perpetuate crimes against their people.
Is in the United States as their intended destination, even though they didn't know each other, they weren't family connections. In other words, it has been completely abused. And the idea that the federal government would pay for this kind of concierge service for illegals, I think is outrageous. Will you end the use of the CBP One app?
Yes, Senator, if confirmed, and I have the opportunity to be secretary on day one, CBP One will be shut down. There's data and information in there that we will preserve so that we can ensure we know who's coming into this country and who's already here that we need to go find, but also we make sure that there's another program, CHNV, which I'm sure you're very familiar with, where our federal government actually paid to fly people into this country directly from other countries without any vetting or knowing who they are. So there's several of these programs that need to be eliminated, and we need to ensure that we're following legal immigration laws.
I'm glad you just mentioned CHNV. This is this is a mass parole program. Of course, as you know, our law allows parole in only very limited circumstances. There are two circumstances, and it requires case-by-case evaluation. The present administration, soon to be gone, has granted mass parole in direct defiance of the law, not case-by-case evaluation. The CHNV program is one of those.
Reports show migrants frequently listing the same addresses as their intended destinations, even without any U.S. connections. This isn't border security. It's a free pass for illegal entry. Governor Noem was crystal clear. The moment she becomes DHS secretary, the CBP One app is gone. The issue of parole laws is another hot topic. Under Biden, mass parole has been handed out like candy, allowing thousands of illegal immigrants into the country with little to no screening. Parole should be granted on a case-by-case basis, only under urgent humanitarian circumstances or for significant public benefit. Instead, it's been used as an open-door policy. Then there's the so-called Disinformation Board, a government-backed attempt to police speech online. Hawley didn't hold back, calling it out for what it was, a taxpayer-funded effort to silence American voices. Noem's stance, refreshing. Under her leadership, there will be no Disinformation Board. Free speech is non-negotiable, and DHS will never target Americans for their political beliefs. This isn't just about big promises, it's about real change. Governor Noem is making bold commitments, from securing the border and shutting down dangerous programs to restoring free speech and demanding accountability. But will she follow through? That's where we come in. Make sure to subscribe and stay informed. We're going to keep watching. Don't miss out. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay informed. Remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell.